completely convinced he's ebony black. Why? Has the white man, the yellow man, the brown man, anyone been persecuted like the black man? No. Why? Well, the color of the skin. That's what I'm trying to get on to. I'm convinced he was ebony black and gorgeous. Have you ever seen ebony, the wood itself and the grain? And he had musical instruments built within him. Everything but the trumpet, that's God's. Phil Driscoll let me know that for sure. Now, to me, that answers a big question.
Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahwashai, Ba'asham Raka Kwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akiam. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahwashai, Ba'asham Raka Kwadash, all praises and glory with you. And I'm pretty sure you saw that clip, right, at the beginning of this video, and that clip was from Kenneth Copeland. I believe that's his name, Kenneth Copeland, one of these Edomite televangelists, right, or just straight up evangelists, all these wacky-tacky plantation Christian pastors, right, these Edomite ones. And hey, we have been constantly, and look at this, man, this is the face of the devil right here. This is the, like, they don't look, and like, man, I'm not even going to hold this. I'm not going to try to censor myself. But this is the face of the devil right here, you know. And this is what the men of the Lord have been saying for decades now, starting with the elder apostles on down, just showing you that these plantation Christians think so lowly of you Israelites, okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. The Bible is not the white man's book, okay? Christianity is the white man's religion, right? The so-called white man, because the true identity, the true nationality of the so-called white man is Esau, Edom, the devil, which the Bible speaks of. And it is not that the Bible is the white man's book, okay? It is that plantation Christianity is the white man's religion. And that's really what we are going into right now. So in the video, he said, you know, it's no surprise that our people, the Israelites, okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, are being oppressed, not black people, okay? Because once again, ad nauseum, we that are in this truth, we that are the Hebrew Israelites, we do not identify ourselves as black, nor do we use that byword, proverb, or adjective in order to describe our people, because we are the Hebrew Israelites, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, are not black, or you know, not black, right? And even when we do use the term black, we always use it with the prefix, or rather the prefix so-called, because that is what we are referred to in the world. And let me get a preset real quick, right? They are not known in the streets, and their tongue cleaveth onto their, actually the book of Lamentations, here it is. So this is the book of Lamentations 4 verse 8. Their visage is blacker than a coal, they are not known in the streets, their skin cleaveth to their bones, it is withered, it is become like a stick, right? That's referring to the state of our people right now in this kingdom, right? Our visage is blacker than a coal, of course, is referring to the appearance. And yeah, you know, what this is actually going into is the appearance of our people. And you do have jigs that are, of course, you do have jigs, you don't, okay, have jigs that are actually this description, but just showing you an idea, or giving you an idea of how our people are in this world. And that's why you have the term of black being ascribed to us, even though our people, the Israelites, okay, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth come in all colors and shades, right? They come in all, different shades of brown, Salakia. And of course, they come in all nationalities, not colors and shades, Salakia. What I meant to say is that we come in different shades of brown and we come in all nationalities, okay? So yeah, this is referring to our people. And then this individual, right, this plantation Christian pastor Kenneth Copeland said that, oh well, that is the reason why you see that these so-called black people are being oppressed, and it's not black people that are being oppressed, because you have um Hamites that are referred to as so-called black, you have Edomites referred to as so-called black, you have Ishmaelites and Elamites and all these other nations also being referred to as so-called black, but it is not so-called black people because we are not so-called black people. And even in this, Kenneth Copeland is showing you as well, right, that this is exactly why that term and that identifier of black was put upon our people, to that basically to as a byword and a proverb. Because if you go into the definition of the word black, right, let's go into that in the dictionary. All right, so let's go and get that in the Merriam-Webster. So that is black. Let's check it out in the Merriam-Webster. But let's just go to here instead. Black, of the darkest color owing to the absence or complete absorption of light, the opposite of white. And basically, just the standard definition for black is devoid of light. And that's basically what Kenneth Copeland here is trying to say in the video, that the reason why you have these Israelites, these blacks, right, which of course we are not so-called black. Like I said, we are the Hebrew Israelites, which the Bible speaks of, and I'm specifically talking about, of course, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the Hebrew Israelites that are scattered around the four corners of the earth. And regardless of how fair-skinned you are, right, your visage is still blacker than a coal. And that's of course referring, spiritually, because of the low state that we are in. And that's the reason why that so-called black identity was given to our people, not because of the actual skin color or the actual appearance, but realistically it's a byword and a proverb to represent your social standing in this kingdom. And that's exactly what he was even going into there. And of course, he made that error in saying that the reason why our people were in captivity was because of the color of our skin, or because we are black. And that's why we're at the bottom, because Satan had this beautiful, I've forgotten the term that he used, ebony color. And that's all bullshit, man. The reason why our people are in the condition that we are in is because we are under the curses, okay? The curses of the Hebrew Israelites, right? The curses that the Most High Yahweh Shai put upon our people for disobedience in these last days. And it's something that we as the men of the Lord are constantly going into ad nauseum. And these are the things that had happened to our people, right? These are the things that befell our people because of because of us breaking the covenant that we had with the Most High Yahweh Shai, right? And that's why we're in the current condition that we are in, okay? Not because of any other alternate reason, okay? So let's get that preset. I think it is who gave Jacob for his spoil and Israel to the robbers, right? Let's get that. So this is the book of Isaiah 42 verse 24. Who gave Jacob for his spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not Yahweh, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient into his law. Therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire round about, yet he knew it not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. Right. And amen. The Most High Yahweh Shai is bringing heavy judgment upon our people, and even speaking, and even at the end of the day, our people still don't even know why these judgments are befalling them. Because if you notice that there was a Israelite looking man that was at the bottom left corner of the screen when Kenneth Copeland was talking. That's why I actually clipped the video from. And if I continued playing the video, because I actually cropped, or I should say I cut the video, right as he was about to speak. But if I continue playing the video, you hear him start going into a whole tangent about how, well, the usual black unconscious spiel, or Christianity is this and that, which of course it is, right? Christianity is a bullshit religion, especially for you Israelites, right? But he now went as far, started going into a whole thing about, West Africa and African spirituality and all that bullshit, okay? Which of course we don't deal in West African or African spirituality, because we are not Africans, and African is simply another byword, another proverb used on Esau Edom, or rather used by Esau Edom against our people, right, in order to separate us from our true heritage and our true nationality as the Hebrew Israelites, since there are no black or African people on the earth, right? But the actual main point of this video, now that we've gotten all that preamble out of the way, is this right here, as it is written: Woe unto him that calleth evil good, and good evil. Let's get that. So this is the book of Isaiah 5 verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. This is Esau's turning of things upside down, because what Kenneth Copeland is trying to do is that he's trying to frame we as the Hebrew Israelites, right? Once again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered around the four corners of the earth. And he's trying to rephrase our people, right? Or reframe our people as the wicked, okay? That's why he's talking about how, oh, the devil had this beautiful, ebony skin. That's why you see these so-called black people, right, going through all the things that's bullshit, man. Okay, the truth of the matter is that the devil doesn't have beautiful ebony skin. No, wasted away is he. All right, and that's the true appearance of the devil. So let's get that precept. And he grabbed hold of that old serpent, right? Let's get that. Okay, laid hold to Lakia. So this is the book of Revelation 20 verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Right, and the serpent in the garden, of course, is referring back to Esau Edom, okay, which reincarnated as Cain, and eventually reincarnated as Esau, which is the father of the Edomites. So the actual appearance of the devil isn't the ebony skin that you see Kenneth Copeland talking about, but rather it is the pale flesh that is wasted away, right? That's why the scriptures call Esau Edom, because Edom means red, and that's exactly what these devils are, red all over, like a hairy garment, right? Because their blood shows forth through their skin, really, like the Elder Malcolm says, man, they are translucent, okay? But you see, this is what Esau is trying to do, and it also reminds me of something that the Elder Malcolm himself also said. How he always says that whenever Esau, right, the so-called red man, wants to depict the Edomites, right, wants to depict his own people, that he will ultimately make them look like Jake, right, make them have dark skin, in order to push that idea that we as a people, that we the Hebrew Israelites are the wicked, okay? We are the wicked, because that's exactly what Esau is doing, trying to reverse the roles, trying to reverse the roles, trying to turn things upside down, so that he himself now appears as though he is the saint of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? After all, it's not written in the book of Job Right, so this is the book of Job 9, verse 24, and it reads Job 9, verse 24: The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right, and the way in which Esau covered the faces of the judges is by putting his own face above theirs and making it as though that he was those judges. And it's not written that it is no marvel for Satan, right? Satan, right? The devil, right? Disguised himself as an angel of the light. Let's get that. So this is the book of 2 Corinthians 11, verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. And this even reminds me of, that Pope, right? That devil being put to death by the Most High during Easter, and you see the world celebrating him right now. And even as the scriptures say, woe unto you when they speak well of you. Let's get that precept. Right, woe unto you when men speak well of you. Let's get that. Woe unto you when it is. So this is the book of Luke 6, verse 26. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to these false prophets. And you see that, the general consensus of the world is that, this Pope was actually a pretty decent Pope, right? It's a shame that he died and this and that, and they are celebrating him that, hey, they're not speaking evil of him, right? They're just, they're just trying, mourning with the Catholic world about his death. And that shows you, man, that at the end of the day, that Pope was for the world. And that was a Pope that was for this world, for this kingdom, because the world loveth him and the world loveth its own. Right, let's get that precept as well. Let's get that precept. I think that should just be. Let me just go to the book of John, the 15th chapter, right? Because, hey, you wouldn't get that kind of. Let's get that. So, this is the book of John 15, verse 18. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you are of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you, right? And the world doesn't love the truth, man. Obviously, the world doesn't love our Lord Yahushua. Obviously, so if these men that call themselves Christians, these Wakitaki plantation Christians were actually of the Most High, Yahweh Yahushua, right? The world will basically be celebrating their fall. But ultimately, you don't see that happening because they don't have the truth, and because they are for the world, they are of the world. Right, and it's the exact same thing with this individual as well, right? Kenneth Copeland. The spirit ultimately isn't dealing with him, and that's why he's coming out here saying this about the Israelites, okay? Which of course that's who he's mainly speaking of when he's talking about the so-called blacks, okay? And then, man, this is just what Esau does, right? This is what Esau does. He turns things upside down, calls the evil good, and calls the good evil. This is exactly what Esau does. It's called subversion. So let me get that precept. So this is the book of Isaiah 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Right? And this is exactly what Esau does. And the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to visit you devils for your turning of things upside down that you shamelessly do. Right? The way that you twist and change and turn the words of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua into something else, man. That's something completely different. Because this isn't Basically, this ain't it, man. This is not it, okay? So with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Raka Kwadash Wa Abad Babal Shalom. And through the Spirit of Yakim and your acquires were edified. Shalom.